What are you pouring in? Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and welcome to another edition of Letting the Chickens Out with Jim. Now, truth be told, I already let the chickens out. I had to go back in the house real quick. I talked to my buddy Dexter, so this is a simulated letting the chickens out with Jim. This is actually we're going to walk over and stand with the chickens and do our video. So, what am I talking about? What are you pouring in? Well, I've heard it said that your mind is like a cup. And I disagree. Your mind is actually like a pitcher. Not a picture that you hang on the wall, but a pitcher, like what you pour water into. Because a cup pretty much insinuates that you pour stuff in and the only one consuming what's in the cup is yourself, unless you're sharing your cup with a close friend. But a pitcher is used to receive, but also to give. And so that's really what our minds are like, because you take stuff in and then you pour it out and share with other people. So you got to be really, really careful what you take in. Now, in this season of politics, I would remind you that nobody cares about your politics. You care about your politics, but on social media, nobody cares about your politics. And if you're using social media to build your business, the surest way to kill your business is to start talking about politics. I have a really good friend of mine who's a business partner as well. I know for a fact that he and I have a very, very different political views. I'm not going to say which ones I have and which ones he has, because it doesn't matter. We have realized that it doesn't matter what our political views are. They do not define us as people. They do not define our character or who we are. They're simply our political views, which are a very, very small part of who we are. And we've decided to build a common base of what's important and focus on the 99% of things that we agree on 100%. So be really careful of what you're pouring into your mind, what you're pouring into your pitcher and pouring back out. Be real careful of the stuff you read. Stand guard at the entrance of your mind. I'm paraphrasing a quote from Tony Robbins. But you need to stand guard at the entrance to your mind. What are you reading? What are you allowing into your consciousness that's going to turn around and get poured out of you? Be careful of the news, because there's not a single news channel. It doesn't matter if MSNBC, CNN, Fox, C-SPAN, NPR, every news channel in the world has an agenda. And it doesn't matter. You need to be careful of what you're pouring in. So be careful what you're reading, you're watching, the videos, the social media, the opinions that you take on board. Do your own independent investigation of stuff, because as soon as you take it in and start pouring it back out, you're part of the problem or part of the solution, depending on the perspective of other people. But in the end, you got to be really, really careful. And I will tell you this, and if it offends you, that's okay. Nobody cares about your politics. Nobody cares. All they're looking for is a reason to either get mad or to agree with another person. You're not going to change anybody's opinions. So just be careful, because I've seen some people get in some hot water, and I've seen some people have their businesses really trashed. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful of what you pour into your own mind, because you're going to pour it back out on somebody else, and you got to be careful. So everybody have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.